Get ready.
This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is the real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Greetings from Wayne America. This is the Voice of Wayne America podcast, an exclusive here at WayneAmerica.com. I'm your host, Mike Carnes, and this is a new online program where we sit down with somebody who has a connection to Wayne, Nebraska, whether it's either a local resident, a former resident, or somebody with ties to the community, and we'll talk about their field of interest and how it ties in with the best town in Nebraska. And if not Nebraska, then all of America, and that, of course, is right here in Wayne America. We want to thank our sponsors for the program, including AKA 142 Media, and your business can be mentioned here as well. Email Mike at Mikey C Productions for more information. That's Mike at Mikey C Productions. Joining me this week is a good friend of mine, a guy that during my time here in Wayne I've gotten to know really well. Probably have spent way too much time with him in endeavors not relating to our work in our respective fields, but a great guy to talk to. And I thought he'd be a perfect guy to debut the Voice of Wayne America podcast, and that is, of course, the rugby coach at Wayne State College, Darin Barner. Darin, welcome to the program.
Perfect. I'm ready to roll here, Mike.
Well, I appreciate that. Of course, if you have been paying attention to rugby here in Wayne lately, the Wayne State rugby program has had quite a bit of success, particularly on the women's side. The women's rugby team at Wayne State just won their 6th national title in 5 years recently. Back on December 4th, they went down to Georgia, I should say, and played in the National Small College Rugby Organization Final Four. They finished things off with an impressive and exciting win over Colgate University out of the Ivy League. 11-0. It just seems funny that a school in the Midwest, a small Division II school, taking out an Ivy League school, but Wayne State did that and came away with an 11-0 win to win the national title. And as we said, their 6th national title in the last 5 years. They've won 3 national titles now in 15-on-15 action, and they're also the 3-time defending champions in 7-on-7 play. And I guess my first question to you, Darin, is: does this ever get old? I mean, you're 21-1 this in 15s this year. Over the last 2 years between the 7s and 15s program, an amazing record. The only other team that has any kind of record that comes close to this is probably Alabama in football. 63-4 in the last 2 years.
You know, it's kind of funny when we were actually down there in Atlanta on Friday before the Final Four down there. We did get to tour the Koch Museum and the College Football Hall of Fame, and it was kind of brought up that we're the Alabama of rugby up here. But having a record of 63-4 the last 2 years in 15s and 7s is in the competition that we play, because we play Division I schools too. Our first game this year was going up to Madison, Wisconsin, and so we play some pretty big schools too, and worked out really well, and came back with some more golden trophies.
Yeah, it was a great effort by the Wayne State team. I was able to watch the tournament online, and that game on Sunday, the championship game, it was just a real slobber knocker. It was one of those games where there was a lot of rain, which really kind of slowed your offense down quite a bit. You guys are really kind of a run and shoot kind of offense with the speed that you have on the team, and you really kind of slowed you down with the wet grounds. The wet ball made it difficult to hang on to, but the girls persevered through all that.
Yeah, you're totally right. In the Sweet 16 Elite 8 games, we scored 138 points, and then in the national semifinal, we win 58-5. There's no doubt that our back line is jukey and jivey and fast and precision passing. They're the Harlem Globetrotters basically in rugby. The back line's phenomenal. And then we wake up on Sunday morning. It's you're in Atlanta, 38 degrees, freezing rain, ice pellets floating around. And, it really shut down our run and gun offense that we have because we are so fast and so small. And that fell right into Colgate's hand because they're big, they're strong, they're powerful, they're locomotives, and they are an over-the-guard, over-the-tackle type of offense, wishbone. And I knew we were going to have a knockout, drag-out. And we went from probably a 30-point favorite to a 10-point underdog just because of the torrential rain and freezing temperatures that were going on. And, the best part of our team was 100% taken away. and we had to rely on probably what I would call would maybe be our weakness, which is our smaller girls in the scrum, playing linebacker on the base of those ruck tackles. And they had 4 girls from Colgate that were just hard-nosed runners. And I don't have the exact numbers on this, but I think we made 120 tackles that day. And those girls, what would maybe be called our weakness of our team of fringe defense off the base of the ruck tackles, our weakness is actually what won the national championship. And that just really tells you how good we really are.
And the thing about this team that was always impressive to me, and maybe a reason why your defense was so solid in that game, was the chemistry of this team. I was talking with Kelsey Stutzman after you guys got back, and she talked about this team being more like a sisterhood, where there really wasn't any drama on this team. Everybody got along. Everybody knew what their roles were, and did what they needed to do in order for the team to be successful. And I think the one thing about this that I think maybe kind of gets lost when you talk about Wayne State Rugby is the recruiting that you have to do to make this program go from year to year is really unique. The way that you have to go out and do it, and now you're getting some support from the college that you weren't getting before. It's kind of changed what you're doing a little bit in how you're recruiting, but it's really amazing how you're able to recruit the kind of athletes that lead to this success that you've had here the last few years.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 2 biggest movies that anybody would know would be Star Wars, and then of course the second version coming out, and that's pretty much what we have here at Wayne State Rugby. We started out in 2002 as a club team. I was looking around through campus of the intramural areas and, the cafeteria on the first day of school, of just seeing who looked athletic, not saying that they were athletic, just looked the part, and have them come out and try rugby. And, I had no idea back in 2002 that we'd win the league and go to national playoffs way back then. And it just keeps building and building and building. And, these group of gals that I have, they are just fantastic athletes. Most of them from small little towns across Nebraska and Iowa of populations 800 and less. Phenomenal. I mean, they are just absolutely great. And they stepped on a national stage. The last 6 national championships, we've won them all. We've never been tripped up. And, the sisterhood, like they said, is no doubt what we preach from the day one when anybody joins the team. Rugby's the ultimate team sport. It's offense, it's defense, it goes back and forth so often. And it's just having clubhouse chemistry. And now, with us being a funded program up at Wayne, and all different streets and avenues now pointing to where this program can go and our great facilities, now we have a national recruiting base that we're looking at. And, you were there for ourselves for the Sweet 16 game when we received National Program of the Year that day from USA Rugby being present there. But we had 70 high school students from 8 different states that came to Wayne looking to go and pick a 4-year institution to get a quality education and be on a top-notch program. And we are just thrilled where this is going to go. I mean, it's going to blast off with these high school recruits.
And we're talking with Darin Barner, the rugby coach at Wayne State College, and I'm going to take time to talk about our sponsors. What does the AKA and AKA 142 Media stand for, you ask? Well, it stands for many things, but what's most important is that AKA 142 Media provides awesome kickin' apps that can be downloaded to your phone. Whether it's your school, your favorite youth sports program, or your local business, AKA 142 Media can build an awesome kickin' app that meets your needs. Drop Kevin an email at kevin@aka142.com and tell him that Mike sent you. That's AKA 142 Media. Awesome kickin' apps. And Wayne High School actually has a app from AKA 142 Media that you can download on your phone or on your tablet as well. We're talking with Darin Barner, the rugby coach at Wayne State College, and you're talking a little bit about when this program started back in 2002. It's been pretty much 15 years since you came home from Dallas, Texas, flying back and forth from Dallas to Wayne when you were working down there. And I guess when you first started this, did you ever have this crazy notion that at some point down the road you would be in a situation where you're dominating small college rugby in the United States, winning 6 national titles? I mean, this is just an amazing accomplishment what you guys have done the last several years.
Well, I I played college football as a defensive back, and at age 21, there's no doubt there's tears running down my cheeks when the whistle hits zero in your senior year in college, and you got to tell yourself as a football player, you're done. At age 21, you're washed up, you're has-been. There's no future in contact sports. And that's the unique thing about rugby. I never touched a rugby ball until I was 22 years old. Fell in love with the game instantly. And, played very competitively and won a national championship with Fort Worth back when I was 32 years old. But then again, now I'm 32 and getting a little brittle and slower and a little grayer in the hair. And I just thought I'd start up a rugby team, back in Wayne, Nebraska, where, I played college football. And it's very unique that I was, flying up here twice a week to coach the team. I only did it for a year. I wanted to get the team started on a club aspect. I had no idea that the girls and guys would win the Great Plains Rugby Conference and go to national playoffs our first year. I was hoping to go 1-12 or something, just get a win. And next thing I know, we're in the national playoffs. And it's hard to walk away from something that, is exciting and fun. And, when you love what you do and you want to do something because you love it. And the kids, I can't thank the kids back in 2002. I call them the originals. Those group of 4 years that I had from 2002 to 2006, those kids worked so hard with nothing on a club aspect. They built the future for the next people. The next kids come in, poof, we have a 20-acre rugby park, a tournament each spring with 80 teams here from 17 different states in Canada. And now the new group, now we are getting premier athletes coming here, and we're working hard, we're training hard, we're watching film, and it's a 2 programs, 1 team philosophy where I coach the girls and guys both. It's all together, and it's enjoyable, and it just kind of shows what's going on with 6 national championships.
Yeah. Well, the women's team, that team has a lock on the ENSCO national titles right now. You guys are the 3-time defending 7-on-7 champions, along with being the 15s champions for 2016. I guess the 7th season's coming up here in the spring, and it'll be won't be too long before you'll be out there trying to defend that national championship. And really, 7s has only been a part of ENSCO for 3 years, and there's only been 1 national champion, and that's been Wayne State. So do you think this team has what it takes to continue that dominance and maybe make it 4 in a row?
Well, I don't want to make any other teams out there all pouty and sad, but let's just put it this way. We had the repeat, and then we had the three-peat. I'm not going to brag, but when 10 of your fastest girls on the team, and I'm going to miss this girl. Her name is Jasmine Kovacs. Jazzy Jazz graduated in December, but out of our 10 fastest girls, 9 are returning from last year's national championship game on 7-on-7. Let's just say we're loaded and preseason number 1 by no doubt. But let's put it this way: it's going to be very disappointing if we don't make like the semifinals or something like that. I'm gonna pout, and the pressure's on us because with that much talent, there's no doubt that we should be ranked number 1 again.
Definitely. We're talking with Wayne State rugby coach Darin Barner, and I want to take a quick moment to open up an opportunity for your business to be in this spot on the Voice of Wayne America podcast. This podcast is geared towards celebrating and promoting the community of Wayne America, and your business can be a part of this program by advertising as a sponsor right here. For more information, email me at mike@mikeecproductions.com, or you can give me a call at area code 402-660-9682. Wrapping things up here with Wayne State coach Darin Barner. Of course, the big thing that the people in Wayne, America, always look forward to as far as the rugby program goes is the big March Madness tournament or the spring tournament. It's been in March, it's been in April. It's kind of varies from year to year, but it's Madness and Mayhem regardless of what month it is in. Madness and Mayhem seem to be the order of the day, and I've had the opportunity to work that tournament the last few years, and so I can speak to the Madness and Mayhem because it's just nonstop crazy for an entire day and a half there at the Wayne Rugby Park. The tournament's coming up here in the spring.
Yep.
Looking at probably about another 75-80 teams coming, so it should be a lot of fun coming up.
Absolutely, and I'm very pleased to announce this, but by far, over our last 15 years of the tournament, the best team that has ever been to Wayne, Nebraska has contacted me from San Diego, and it's the Santa Barbara Rugby Academy. They are loaded. Again, they are an academy. These players practice college rugby 7 days a week with the futuristic thought and planning and training to be pro athletes. That team will be phenomenal, and we are very excited with the news that they are looking to come up here and play.
Well, that should be really interesting to get a rugby academy from California to come up here. I know in the past there have been some really impressive names that have been here. I know Notre Dame women's rugby team was here several years ago. There have been teams from Canada. There have been teams from as far away as West Virginia and Ohio and Texas and Colorado and California. I mean, this for a town this size to draw people from that far away is just really an amazing thing to see year to year.
Yeah, it's kind of called the meet in the middle tournament. I mean, we're centrally located in the United States, and again, if you want to drive 10 hours from Dallas or Houston area or 10 hours from Winnipeg, Canada, you can pull that off. But we've had several large universities come here, West Virginia, and also some teams out from Washington and Oregon that come out here, and it's a very competitive tournament. And it's fair to say if you place in the top 2-3 in the Wayne tournament, you're probably going to be in the top 8 nationally. I mean, it is a slobber knocker. And, with all those 70 recruits that came here back at our playoff game, a handful were seniors and a lot of them were juniors. I guarantee you they're going to be coming back here to take another look because they're window shopping. They're looking at other universities and programs, and we know that Wayne's going to be a top 2-3 choice, but having those recruits on hand, and high school rugby, Mike, is just exploding right now. The meat and potatoes of our recruiting area is going to be Des Moines, Omaha. You can see with Roman Fish coming up here as a freshman from Kansas City, a phenomenal rugby player. And then we had several students come from Wisconsin and Minneapolis and a couple of gals from Oklahoma that came up here. So you can see where this program's going in a very short amount of time.
And it's really going to be interesting to see this program continue over the next several years. This program has been built on a lot of small town farm boys and farm girls from this part of the state that have come together and picked up a sport that they had no knowledge of, and now bringing in these kids from other areas where there is a rugby knowledge base to work with. It's going to be really, really fun to see where this program goes. Darin, I want to thank you for talking with us on the Voice of America Voice of Wayne America podcast this week, and thanks a lot for stopping by.
I appreciate the invite.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Voice of Wayne America. And I want to thank today's guest, Darin Barner, for stopping by the WayneAmerica.com studio to talk on this edition of the Voice of Wayne America. Check back to WayneAmerica.com as we continue to tell the stories of the people who make this the best town in Nebraska and the best town in all of America right here in Wayne America. We'll see you later.